Sunday on Charles in Charge.
It wasn't a joke.
What?
The Board of Trustees votes on it next Tuesday. My place has a 50-50 chance of becoming a parking lot.
Oh, we are in big trouble.
Oh, what do you mean, we?
Hey, Sid, we're all in this thing together.
Yeah, that's right, Sid. It's us three against the world. Now, don't worry. Charles will think of something.
Charles in Charge, Sunday on AFN.
Walking is a great form of exercise, and Volksmarching makes it fun. Get to know Germany, foot by foot. You're viewing AFN Television, Europe.
Was a real winner. Last week, he made the track team. This morning, his scholarship came through. Everything was going just great. Then John did something really dumb. He took something from a store without paying for it and was arrested on the spot for shoplifting. Now, his life won't ever be the same again, because in the law's eyes, and everyone else's, he's a thief. Shoplifting. Don't pick up trouble.
Morning sun, there's work to be done, and you're already setting your sights. It may take some time, but that's just fine. I know you're the one to do it right, 'cause you're a member of the team that's always ready. Pride, they work side by side, and you're in good company, and you're in good company.
Unless you're a person with money to burn, there's a lesson here we all ought to learn. Don't shop when you're hungry, no, no, no. Are you starved when you shop? You'll buy more than you need. You'll buy sweets, you'll buy snacks, you'll buy junk food like that. Don't shop when you're hungry, no, no, no. Before you go to the commissary, have a small bite. Bring yourself to the store, not a big appetite. Don't shop when you're hungry, no, no, no. Don't shop when you're hungry, no, no, no.
In the theater, the first thing the audience saw was a cartoon. Nowadays, you mostly see cartoons on Saturday morning, but the cartoon started in America a long time ago.
Animation really came alive in 1928 when Walt Disney produced the first talkie cartoon, Steamboat Willie.
Then added a new dimension in Flowers and Trees, the first color cartoon.
Hello there.
Disney went on to create some of the most memorable classics in the history of animation.
Where's your mom and papa?
What they can't do these days. Yes, animated cartoons are a part of our lives. And everyone has their own favorites, including mine.
I'm Mel Blanc, and you might say I'm partial to Bugs and to American animation.
That's all.
Speak your language. Hunting and fishing equipment, classes, and information. It's all yours at your local Rod and Gun Club. AFN Television, Europe.
Hi, we're the cast of Fame. We're here to ask you to take a second look at marijuana.
New studies show that pot damages your lungs a lot more than you think, especially if you're still growing. So anyone who tells you pot's harmless is wasting their breath, whether it's school, sports, or working out.
You can't fly if you're high.
The American Lung Association.
Well, I had a good time here, but then that's what the club is for. Tonight, I think it was a going-away party. And tomorrow night...
A symbol of freedom, a reflection of the American spirit. But when the eagle was chosen as our national symbol, it had a contender. The fierce hawk? The swooping falcon? No, it was the turkey. But to give the turkey its just due, it must be mentioned that today's gobblers bear little resemblance to the wild turkeys of Ben Franklin's days. Then a turkey was a lean, clean flying machine, capable of flights up to 1 mile at the astonishing speed of 55 miles per hour, unlike today's awkward turkeys, who are raised primarily for consumption. And even in the old days, the turkey's speed didn't save it from becoming the featured dish at the first Thanksgiving, a tradition which is still enjoyed today by everyone but the turkey. So next time you see our nation's national bird, remember the runner-up, the turkey, symbol of American Thanksgiving.
A white triangle with a red border and a man working means there is construction work on the road ahead. Know your sign language. This is AFN Television, Europe.
How about another one? No, I still got to drive home. Come on, one more. Okay, one more. Then I'm going to get in my car and get home.
It really doesn't take much alcohol to affect your speech, your vision, your judgment, or coordination. It really doesn't take much alcohol to affect the rest of your life.
On the TV, have you seen this pest interrupting my favorite show with a can of beer on his belly? Reminds me of someone I know. I could watch those athletes till dawn comes, but I lose control of my thumb. Of course, if my TV should go on the bum, I'd have a serious problem. For sports, where else could I go? You know, it's true, I wheeze when I'm walking. Not that I've done much of late. And it's true, I put a few pounds on. But at my age, you always gain weight. So what if I can't tie my shoelace? So what if I can't see my toes? I remember what most of them look like, so there's really no need to see those. So when this fella says, life be in it, he says on TV, I give him a nod and change channels, 'cause I know he's not talking to me.
Brothers and sisters don't always agree on things.
At least not this brother and sister.
There is one thing we do agree on, though.
And that's that books make a difference.
That's right. Books are sort of a common bond for us.
And it's one of our family ties, so to speak.
A good book can sweep you away to a wonderful adventure.
It can introduce you to fascinating people and transport you to exotic lands.
Reading's exciting, it's relaxing, and a whole lot of fun.
So next time you're off for a day in the sun, bring along one of these.
Or one of these. Books. They do make a difference.
If you'll be a full-time college freshman or sophomore next semester, you can attend the University of Maryland Munich campus. Contact your local education center. This is AFN TV Europe.
Well, this here's a story about an army man. Private Johnny B. Good's his name. He was a sly young businessman. The swords and black marketing was his game. He sold radios and coffee beans, bananas, even shaving cream. As long as he cleared a buck, he sold it all.
Toilet seats!
He drove a big black car, wore diamond rings, and him and his gang, they lived like kings, but that was long before his fatal fall. You see, Johnny's out of business these days. He finally noticed his criminal ways, but that was after the MPs told him he should.
Excuse me, son.
There's a simple moral, pardon the cliche, but black marketing don't pay. Don't take it from me. Just look at Johnny B. Good.
Our next presentation features a truly chic, yet sensibly dressed cyclist. Note the full protective gear, certified helmet, shatterproof face shield, form-fitting leathers, gloves, and completing the ensemble, quality over-the-ankle boots. Now here's another example of the perfectly attired road aficionado, but with a difference. Visibility, So when you're traveling the world's highways, motorcycle fashion dictates basic protection. But for the best in night riding, let them see you.
This is Superstation, the American Forces Network, Europe. Class.
Morning, 6 a.m. Putting the finishing touches on a piece of mechanical sculpture. Your special machine, tuned and polished to ultimate perfection. You've checked and rechecked every component. Your bike is ready to tackle exotic international highways and byways, which, until this moment, were only dreams. Winding turns, endless hills, every nuance of the road can be seductive. Your mouth is primed, eager, up to the task. What about the most important element in safe cycling? You, the rider, the ultimate machine. Before taking your show on the road, be sure to protect the finest creation of all. Ride with your heart, but use your head.
Continue in a moment.
Boy, I had an absolutely great day today. Let me tell you what happened at lunch.
When people have a drink too many, they don't just become different. They become potentially dangerous. They think they can do things they simply cannot do.
Watch the road, hon. There's a light coming up.
I can make it.
Hon!
I can make
Watch
it.
out!
There's been an accident on I-66.
If you think you're the same after you drink...
I wanted you to know how I feel about you. That's why I said, be smart, don't start. Drinking hurts.
Want a drink?
Be smart.
No thanks.
Don't start. Be smart. Don't start.
Continue in a moment.
The American Railroad System. A vast network of track, trains, and workers began with the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads. To tie the East and West coasts, both railroads began the almost insurmountable task of linking the Union by rail. The great railroad race had begun. In a contest of men and their might, over 800 miles of rail was laid within 7 years. On May the 10th, 1869, the Chinese workers of the Central Pacific met the Irish immigrants of the Union Pacific at Promontory Summit in Ogden, Utah. 4 symbolic spikes, including 2 of gold and 1 of silver, secured the final rail. Eventually, the sound of the silver sledgehammer driving the final stake was recorded with the aid of telegraph wires attached to the rails, as Americans were introduced to the golden era of rail travel. A great moment in the unique tradition of America.
Sunday on Who's the Boss?
Sam, what about your grandfather? Oh, well, Bambi was really shook up, you know, crying and everything. And I just had to tell her, look, people live, people die.
Oh, sweetheart, come here.
Dad, don't. There's no reason to get mushy. Let me know when dinner's ready, okay? I'm starved.
Who's the Boss? Sunday afternoon on AFN.
There's no better time for parties than the summer, but parties often mean drinking, which means trouble. Whether driving, swimming, or whatever, use your summer sense. This is AFN TV, Europe.
And exercise, the classical method of staying in shape.
First of all,
I was going to get you your typical...
This is Superstation, AFN Television Europe.
This is my family. Cutest kids you ever saw. When they were here, I couldn't stand the noise, and now that they're gone, I can't stand the quiet. The place is kind of empty without them. Well, they don't live here anymore. I'm all alone. I'm alone because I used to abuse them. I didn't mean to hurt them. I didn't do it because I wanted to. I'm not a bad person. I just lost control. There were frustrations, pressures. Things were tough. But it wasn't anything they did. It wasn't their fault. It was mine. I really loved them. It's a terrible thing to lose what you cherish most in your life, especially when help is available. Contact your family advocacy representative at your medical treatment facility.
I'm Sally Ride with American Treasury. Act 1 in the drama of space travel features the countdown of the final seconds before launch. How this backwards ritual began after this.
Space aid travel is one of the big benefits available to you being stationed overseas. So see the rest of the world. Contact your Military Airlift Command terminal and travel Space A.
At Cape Canaveral, the countdown is used to synchronize procedures. But to television watchers, this prelude to a blast-off is pure theater. And that's where it began. The countdown was the brainchild of movie director Fritz Lang, who used it for the first time in his 1929 science fiction epic, The Woman in the Moon. He brought in German experts to build the rocket. To heighten the suspense, Lang dreamed up the novel method of ticking seconds off in reverse. It's a fact in the Library of Congress. Learn about space travel in your library.
Hunting and fishing aren't just stateside sports. Look up the number of your local rod and gun club and call them today. This is AFN Television Europe.
I went TDY a few months ago, and it took a while for my paycheck to catch up to me. Actually, I spent 2 or 3 penniless weekends stuck on base. But then I got smart and got on the Sure Pay system. My check goes directly to the credit union. No matter where I am, I know that it's there. I just write checks for the things that I need. To sign up for Sure Pay, just contact the Pay section at your base finance office.
This is Superstation, AFN Television Europe.
You're running late, you're moving slow.
Hurry up, Kevin. You'll be late.
Gotta get up, gotta go. New kids, new school. What if no one talks to you? Well, you're gonna find out that school is fun. You're gonna know just about everyone.
School will be fun. You'll have a good time there.
Gonna find things you like to do.
Hi, you must be Kevin.
Gonna find friends who care about you. You're gonna find friends in God.
The class will continue in a moment.
In 1940, America is climbing out of the Depression. Rather than change horses midstream, voters elect President Franklin Roosevelt for a third term. It's the first time in history that a president stays so long in the executive office. This year, Colonel Benjamin O. Davis also makes history. He is appointed the first black general in the U.S. Army. At the movies, Charlie Chaplin rocks America by ridiculing Adolf Hitler in the hit movie, The Great Dictator. 1940 is the year of the zoot suit. American youth peg their slacks and slick their hair. In 1940, all America holds its breath during the lottery. Who will be the first called up? It's number 158, and Uncle Sam starts the selective service. The draft, they call it. All there in the shaping of America.
When using your German mailing address, your house number comes after the street name, and the German zip code goes before the town. This is AFN TV, Europe.
Hold dear the emblem of their unit. Continental Marines were known by their pewter buttons bearing a fouled anchor, an ancient badge of naval men. In 1805, a gilt button adding the nation's 13 stars and the American eagle to the traditional anchor was ordered for the new blue uniforms of that year. The 1805 button is the oldest American military insignia in continuous use. Marines wore cap and belt plates bearing various combinations of the eagle and anchor. From about 1830 to 1859, Marines wore a large brass eagle and anchor on their shakos and cartridge boxes. Perhaps inspired by the badge of Britain's Royal Marines, which featured the Eastern Hemisphere of the world, the U.S. Marines added the world's Western Hemisphere to their now traditional eagle and anchor to form the insignia which continues to this day, the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, the proud symbol of the United States Marines.
Head of the class will continue in a moment.
I wouldn't be caught dead without my safety belt. I wouldn't be caught dead without my safety belt.
I wouldn't be caught dead without my safety belt.
Will you be caught dead without your safety belt? Each year, nearly 50,000 Americans are. If you don't buckle your belt, maybe someone else will.
The Girl Scouts are for women of all ages. Learn just how much fun being a Girl Scout can be. Contact the Girl Scouts in your area. AFN TV Europe.
A language studies officer, a cavalryman with little experience in infantry operations. But Major General Frank D. Merrill was called to lead an infantry unit against superior Japanese forces in the Burma campaign of World War II. Merrill's mission, to open up a supply line to China, the Burma Road. His unit would be known as Merrill's Marauders. This elite airborne air-sustained guerrilla army was put together by General Vinegar Joe Stilwell. Stilwell told Merrill simply, "Oh, hell, Frank, you know what I want, so go and get it for me." Frank Merrill did know.
the marauders defeated 7 Japanese regiments and captured a vital airstrip that would help break the China blockade. The North Burma campaign had been a bold experiment in long-range penetration tactics. It was an amazing success for Major General Frank D. Merrill, who met the challenge.
Time is the burglar's greatest enemy. The longer it takes, the greater the chances are of getting caught. A note taped to the door lets the thief know exactly how much time he or she has. An unlocked door saves the burglar valuable time because it makes for quick and easy entry. Your stereo, portable TV, radio, or any other valuable piece of equipment can be taken in a matter of seconds. And cash and other valuables left lying around in the open can disappear in the blink of an eye. So take the time to make your place burglar-proof. It's time well spent.
Your ID card is probably the most important document you carry. Protect it, don't lose it, and don't abuse the privileges it ensures. You're viewing AFN Television Europe.
Pains will continue in a moment.
The Ludendorff Bridge. Today, only its twin towers remain. But in March of 1945, it linked the German town of Remagen to Erpel on the other side of the Rhine River. Its significance? Staff Sergeant Michael Chinchar knew all too well. It was the primary invasion route into the very heart of Nazi Germany. As American forces approached the bridge, the Germans let go with everything they had: mortar, machine gun, and small arms fire. Chinchar and the men of his company pushed on. Hesitation was out of the question. There was too much at stake. Sergeant Chinchar led the charge across the bridge. He was the first man to set foot on the bridge. He began to run across, prepared to fight. He never made it to the other side. It took courage and determination to do what Sergeant Michael Chinchar did that day. But courage and determination have always been a central part of the American military.
In 1914, Vernon and Irene Castle are the brightest dance team of the decade. They introduce a dance they call the Castle Walk, and a new brand of passion called the Tango. This year, it seems everybody's doing the tango. In 1914, drama becomes more daring. Theda Bara thrills America in the movie The Vampire. And in 1914, you can see the hit of the vaudeville circuit, Fanny.
Of a teenager, number 1 rule, don't let them drink alcohol. Rule number 2, never let them get into a car with a driver who has been drinking. Rule number 3, never, ever, under any circumstances, allow him to take illegal drugs. To grow up a happy, healthy teenager is important. If you love them, you'll take good care of them.
This is Superstation, the American Forces Network, Europe.
Like wearing a seatbelt, it's so confining. And besides, it wrinkles my dress.
Oh, dear, it's wrinkling your pretty dress. Let me fix the belt.
Where did they get off trying to tell me to wear a motorcycle helmet? I hate to be told what to do. And it's my life anyway. Hey, Helmets are uncomfortable, right?
I know it's uncomfortable, but we'll get you there as soon as we can.
If you think seat belts are confining and